Scott, Secretary at Douglas Park Golf Club. I'm here to talk about the Getting to Golf for Women's initiative that we've been running for the last couple of years, and how to things we learned and things we shouldn't have learned, but hopefully give you some insight on how that was a success for us.
As I say, about September 2016, with my club captain at the time, we attended a Scottish golf seminar about how to attract new members to the club. One of the big bits of information we actually got out of it was where the club membership was in terms of the age, how many people were playing, etc. And one of the things when you try to put a kind of project in place at a golf club is nobody believes that the figures are there, that we have to do it. So what was great about this particular seminar was that it gave you all the figures, average age of female golfers, average age of male golfers, playing membership percentage, and it gave you a little box to put in what your club was, and I'd put figures in. And I was able to go to the committee and just show where we were compared to the actual national average. And it was the lady captain at the time who galvanised her team of volunteers into actually establishing that there was a reason that we needed to introduce more ladies into Douglas Park Golf Club. With Sean Laird, who is our club development officer, they galvanised themselves, got a fantastic leaflet drop. In fact, the lady who's now taking my video at the moment is one of the key participants in that particular project. And we had a fantastic open evening. I'm now about to show my age here. We had a course safari a la Dactari. We didn't have Clarence to the cross-eyed line as such, but what we did was we actually took members out into the actual course to show them what it was like. The 57 ladies thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the YouTube video is still about. I think the screens were fairly high proportion. But what it does was just to show how fun golf was, to demystify the fact that coming up the driveway to that golf club wasn't a big thing. And out of that 57, I think we got about 17 ladies to join up. And from that, our pro actually then got involved in a kind of golf programme where it was group-led, which we found was the ideal way to do it. What we then did was the ladies section got a buddy system going. And what the key thing for the pro was, he decided we've got to get these girls onto the course as quickly as we can. And what we actually did was develop a blue tees, and we've now course rated it, 150 yards in from all of 18 holes. So you don't have to stand in front of that horrible first tee in front of the golf shop with everybody saying they're not looking, but they actually are. So they could walk out and actually then play the game of golf. These girls have been fantastic. They've got their own WhatsApp group. They're fantastic ambassadors as well for moving forward. And this year, because this was last year we did it, this year we didn't even do the big golf event, we just had them as the ambassadors, and we've got another 20 ladies to join this year without even putting the same investment in. And of these original ladies, we've got half a dozen now who are full members. There was a couple of people who did fall out, but what they did enjoy was at least having the idea to see, could they actually be a member of a golf club for a year to understand the whole thing? And that was fantastic. So they've been really good, and this year I hope the rest of the ladies will become full members. So it really has been a success, and it really is down to the hard work of the ladies section at Douglas Park. It's been fantastic.
Oh, it's very encouraging and very rewarding to hear that it's had such an impact. And your golf programme as well?
This year especially, we took part on the Live in the Green event as part of the European Championships. Scottish Golf asked for volunteers. Didn't quite realise how much hard work it was going to be, but I have to say, after 4 or 5 hours, I was so enthused coming out of all these youngsters. I mean, from that high, wanting to try and hit a ball into a bucket on a Volkswagen bonnet was absolutely fantastic. And what really got me was the fact that the parents just didn't know where golf courses were. So, and what the great thing is about golf, though, is at the end of the day, we just want people to get into the game of golf. It'd be lovely if they come to Douglas Park, but at the end of the day, we just want kids to get into the game of golf. And even though I was there, and most people were from south of the River Clyde, but it was fantastic to see just the enthusiasm. And that again was within an environment where there was all types of sports. There was queues all over the place to get in, and it really was fantastic to see. So really, that kind of initiative was fantastic. And also what we got out of it was a little bit of advertising in our local paper to say we were involved. So that it was a win-win situation for us in that aspect.
And it's one of the few sports and games that you can actually play regardless of age. You know, you can still play it with your parents, your grandparents, with your children. So it's open to everyone, and it's